I am studying the myth of Parzival and the Holy Grail. And what I wanted to share today is our individual hunt for our grail. And so it was pointed out today in my text, which makes so much sense to me, is that I'm going to use the example of a man, but I think it's very echoed in my own experience. So I feel that this is true for a woman too. So we are presented with the ability to call out the grail and accept it in our lives two times. Generally, once when we're about 16, and then once in middle age. And generally, usually when we're 16, we're too naive, too stuck in our own stories to ask the question to obtain the grail. So for me, the grail is consciousness. And so the question you have to ask yourself is you have to go within and look at all those things that allow you to rise, to obtain consciousness. It means looking at the shadow, looking at the light, taking on all of the things that you have repressed, taking on all of the soul stories that you've both inherited generationally or that you have just been taught and absorbed over years of either culture, raising, your own makeup. So these are all the things that require our grasping of the grail. It makes sense to me that it revisits us, this intense hunger for it revisits us in middle age, where now we have a lot more knowledge, we have a lot more to draw on, and hopefully we've done some work so that we're at least more aware of what would stop us from obtaining this. So, really the question is yours to answer. What are you hungry for? And what must you free yourself from in order to satisfy that hunger? And so I guess the question I ask you today to primarily deal with, because the one about unearthing what's stopping you can take a lifetime. And that effort is not wasted. It's glorious effort. It's the night's effort. But I'm going to ask you to look inside, maybe take a minute and close your eyes and think about what you really want. What are you hungry for? And I would hope that it's a deeper fulfillment than kind of like a simple goal. What is your soul crying out for? What have you not been able to touch as old as you are or as young as you are? What holds you in thrall that is always whispering to you over your shoulder? What's that thing that you maybe try to forget about and repress that calls you back again and again? And that's the question that I ask you to ask yourself today. If you can meditate on it, that's great, but let your mind just kind of play with it. And I think you might be surprised at what comes up or how you push back against it. You don't want to look at it. I'm not asking you to have regret. It's never too late either. I don't care if you start next week and that's day one. Every step of the journey is worthwhile when you are moving closer and towards your deepest calling. And I challenge you today to declare what that is, or at least start to ruminate about what it might be. I will see you tomorrow.